Hi, everybody. I'm Robin Da Vinci. I have 40 years of experience in the financial world. Doesn't mean I haven't made mistakes, but I've learned a lot, not only from myself and from my clients and from the world in general. And my coaching of young people about money has brought up a lot of questions. And the big question is credit scores, and what are they, and how do I ruin them, and how do I make them better, and what is a credit score? So I'll go back to the beginning of time. Why not? When you're born, now especially, you get a social security number immediately. And the reason for this is they want to record you and sort of keep track of you. Your social security number follows you wherever you go, medically, financially, retirement-wise, investment-wise. They always want to know that number. And that number is tied to this crazy thing called the credit score. And the interesting part about the credit score is that it's been arbitrarily discriminatory. It's kind of a manipulative item in our lives, and it has been orchestrated to sort of keep out the riffraff. There's only 3 lenders in the country that have money, and they kind of all get together with pools of money from very wealthy people, or your portfolio could be invested in money that's being lent out, and they can determine by your credit score whether you're worthy of getting a loan or a credit card or a car or a house. I mean, they can determine everything. So you're born and you're given a score of 300. So 300 is the score that you get for being born and having a social security number. Then what happens is everything you do between getting that birth and having been born and going through your life is recorded on that computerized piece of paper. Now, when I was young, a credit score of 700 was damn good. And then so many people were getting to the 700 stage on or about 700 that they lifted it to 750. And they said, you know what, we need to give ourselves a little space and find really credit-worthy people. So there were all these companies out there that said, we can fix your credit, give us a call, and we'll fix your credit. Well, fixing credit is an interesting thing. What they mean by fixing credit is you have late fees, you have foreclosures, you have when you've turned in your car because you couldn't pay for it, you have cards that have been taken away because you didn't pay. They're saying that the negative things on your credit score can be repaired. And what happens is they go through all the paperwork, it takes time, things don't come off your credit score as fast as you might like it. So a credit score is supposedly a biography or a resume of your financial history. So they're saying, well, they bought a house in 1975. I see they paid on it for 20 years. At 20 years, they sold it and paid off the loan. Check. Really good. Mortgage started going down, value started going up. They sold it, they paid off the debt. Wonderful. Bought a new house, got a new debt, put that on it. Okay, changes the score a little bit. It's debt ratio to asset to credit worthiness, from late fees, from foreclosures, from repossessions. Those kind of things stay on. So if someone's conned you and said, oh, by the way, I can get that off, it takes years to fix some of the credit mess you've made. So my suggestion is don't make a mess. Everybody right now, you are allowed 1 free credit score report a year. No one can charge you for that 1 report. You get to have it by law. So if you haven't looked at your credit report ever, or not in a long time, or you haven't gone out to buy something where someone's run your credit report, run it now. Find out what's on it. Find out what's going on. Find out what the negatives are. Find out if they've even got the correct information. Because, you know, you can get a divorce and 10 years later, your spouse's credit card that they kept that your social security number was on as a secondary person can still be on your credit score. Because any credit taken out in your social security number, whether it was 10 years ago or 10 days ago, is going to show up on that score. So, number 1, run your credit report. Very easy to do. Go to freecreditreport.com or Google, how do I get a free credit report? Some of you have a credit card company or a bank that will allow you to go on and get your credit score from them. Note to you guys, they're looking at your credit score. They have access to it. They know. So don't think that your credit score isn't out there for people to see. If you can go on to Chase or B of A or any bank and it says run your credit report and you can go in and get it, it's because they have it. American Express, they know what your credit report is. If you're getting a letter from your credit card company that says, we have reassessed your credit card and we are lowering your credit limit from 15,000 to 10, that's because they have your credit score and they're looking at the other debt you're racking up, or they're getting uncomfortable with how much debt you have on a credit card to how much limit you have. So you see, they may issue you credit, but they don't really want you to use all of it. So, couple of things. When you have a credit card with a limit of 10,000, they don't really want to see more than 30% of that used, and they want to see that balance going down. If you pay off your credit card every month, good for you. But is the day you're paying it off different from the day they're assessing you? If it is, and you have only one credit card, and that credit card, let's say that credit card has a $12,000 limit, hear me well, and it's up to $10,000 because you put a bunch of stuff on it and you live on that credit card, you put groceries on it and everything, and then on the specific day you pay it off. But when they do the assessment, it's a day before or 3 days before, guess what? It looks like you don't have any credit left. Even though in 3 days you're going to pay that whole balance off and start fresh, credit card computers go, red light, red light, red light, what's happening? They have a $12,000 limit and they've used $10,130. If this happens all the time, your credit score could be lowered. Now, it doesn't always happen that way, but I want you to be aware of the certain quirkiness of the credit score. So the most important thing to understand is they want to see debt going down and credit being extended to you going up. You will get solicitations in your email that says, we have a new credit card for you. This will increase your credit score because we can give you a credit card with a $20,000 limit, and that will increase your score. Well, don't really fall for it because it will increase your score, but it might increase your spending and it might put you in more debt. Manage the cards you have now. Pay them down. Do not tear up a credit card. Use it once in a while, pay it off. I'm telling you that it's important to do some sort of maneuvering with your credit cards in order for your credit score to increase or stay stable. It's now been said that landlords can get on a program and report you if you're on time with your rent, and it'll give your credit score a boost, or if you're always late with your rent, they're going to be able to report that. So now renters are going to be subject to some of the same things that people who have a mortgage will be subject to. What you want is a really solid credit score. The new number is 850. You want to be between 800 and 850, unless one of them changed it to 900. You want to be within 50 points of the best score, of the ultimate score. And the way to do that is to have low debt to high limits issued to you. They want to see what kind of credit person you are. They're the creditor. How do you pay off your credit? That's what they're looking for. And don't be fooled by all of these other things. Take the credit cards you have, pay them off, pay them down. Always have one credit card that has nothing on it. Use it every couple of months to make sure no one takes that credit away from you, and pay it off immediately. But don't, I repeat, do not run them all up and then take another offer and run that one up. That is not using your credit smart. That is not going to get you a better credit score, and it's going to get you higher interest rates. Even if they do loan you money, they will ask more interest. And I mean considerably more interest. 6, 7, 8% more if your credit score is low. Not good. They consider if you have a good credit score that you're worthy of good credit advantages, like a 1.99 interest rate on a car loan instead of a 10.99. So when you're doing these things, you're really taking money out of your wallet and giving it to someone else because you're not paying attention. So like I said, when you pay attention to your cash and your credit cards and your credit score, you will do a lot better, and you won't have this leaking of money from every place that you have money. If you're leaking money, if you're not getting ahead, some of these things will help. Don't make those mistakes. I'm here to help. Don't make those mistakes. You want your credit score within reach of the ultimate goal. 50 points, 800 to 850, great. 800 to 780, not as great, but still considered good. Under that, they're going, what are you doing? So please take good care, connect with your cash and your credit, and start to put some things in place that will help you stay ahead of the game. Thanks for listening.